This is Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, a podcast and radio program presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan.
Driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
And now, here he is, your host, Jim Ervin.
Baby, I'm home.
Well, thank you so much, Parker, and welcome to Time Signatures. I'm your host, Jim Ervin, and I could not be more excited to talk to my guest today. Our first guest is deeply involved in promoting the Women of the Blues. In fact, she just organized and held the Women of the Blues Festival in Cleveland, Ohio, featuring a private reception, a tribute to the late Queen of the Blues, Coco Taylor, and of course, they had so much more. Christine and Justice, Lynn Jordan celebrating the music of Nina Simone, and Teenie Tucker with the Gospel to the Blues concert. Now, talk about a weekend. And we didn't even talk about the photo exhibit featuring images of Women of the Blues on stages by photographers from across the globe. Our second guest is the main reason we're here today. We are also going to be speaking to her, and we want to tell you a little bit about her as well. But let's start this off by welcoming Lynn Orman, founder and curator of the Women of the Blues, a coast-to-coast collection, and Marion Diaz, daughter of the late legendary bluesman Little Walter, and she is the founder and CEO of the Little Walter Foundation. Ladies, welcome to Time Signatures. How are you?
Fine. How you doing?
Thank you
Great.
so much for inviting us on. We really appreciate it. And Marion and I, we haven't seen each other for a week. I don't know how I can't go on without you, sis.
Me too. Me too. We was attached.
We are going to talk about the planes, trains, and automobiles a little bit further down the line here. We got a ton of stuff to discuss, but I need to talk briefly about this Women of the Blues Festival held in Cleveland just a couple of weeks ago, Lynn. Fill me in on this, would you please?
Well, it was a great opportunity. Marion and I actually had gone down to Cleveland over the summer, and we ended up meeting with a couple of people there. Cindy Barber, who is the owner of the Beachland and the Tree Lawn, and Steve Blue, and we met with them. And it just really started out as just an idea, just a little seed that was planted, and we were going to bring the gallery show to Cleveland. And it sort of just evolved out of that to be able to feature women who actually, Lynn Jordan, born in Dayton, Ohio, Teenie Tucker, hails from Columbus, Ohio, Christine Herrick, who is Christine Herrick and her band Justice from Cleveland, Ohio. So it's one of the things that I have done for the almost past, 10 years of being able to bring the gallery show, the collection to different cities, but also to feature the women from that state.
Very cool.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
And Marion and I, we had a very good friend who was a drummer, and he had Marion, what kind of car? What was that band again?
I don't even remember, but trust me, we talked about probably around about the Partridge Family time. He said it was 30 years old, but it was a fantastic ride. Comfortable. It had he had a remote start on. He had heated seats. Oh my God, he had the whole luxury in that vehicle. I mean, it was a van, but I cannot remember the name of the van.
It was the moonbeam or the moon pod.
The moon pod, yeah, the moon pod.
And I had to scale down the show to 60 women.
Okay.
And there was a special wall with just women from Ohio, from, Long Tall Deb, Teenie Tucker, Lynn Jordan, Lawrence LeBeau. I'm sure I'm missing a few sisters in song, but my favorite wall, Jim, is the Legacy Wall, which features the daughters, the granddaughters, the goddaughters, the nieces of the blues legends. And
Very
that
cool.
wall started off with a beautiful photo of Marion. It really is just heartfelt. I think I sent you a little video from Danita Harris from NBC Local in Cleveland. And I think that that wall just strikes a chord because you've got Little Walter's daughter, you've got Buddy Guy's daughter, you
Yeah.
have John Lee Hooker's daughter, Jimmy
Wow.
Reed, Eddie Taylor, BB King, all the legends and their daughters who either are singing or running a foundation. Howlin' Wolf's daughters who are keeping their father's legacies alive, or
Sure.
Coco Taylor, their mom's legacy alive.
Now, this was really some undertaking with so many moving parts. Where did that process begin for you? And talk about the turnout, if you would, please.
Well, I guess it really all started in 2012 when I decided to bring 13 women of the blues together for, I called it Chicago Blues Mamas for Obama. And on
Okay.
election night at the main stage, I had Peaches Staton, Holly Maxwell, Nellie Tiger Travis, Catherine Davis, Shirley
Wow.
Johnson, Ellen Miller, all women with a amazing backup band, which was Melvin Smith, who was Coco Taylor's um, band leader. He put the band together for the evening, which was wonderful. And
Wow.
Cookie Taylor, Coco Taylor's daughter, and Big Lou Johnson from SiriusXM hosted it. And a photographer by the name of Peter Hurley, who actually ended up coming to Cleveland, he captured the essence of their soul, just a story in every photo. And it was
Wow.
all these women, Chicago blues women in red. And that sort of started off the whole thing.
And the Coast to Coast exhibit just finished up its run at the National Blues Museum in St. Louis, Missouri yesterday. Do you have plans to move it to another location for a new stint elsewhere in the country?
Hey, it's interesting that you say that. I talked to Michelle Seidman today, who I love
Love
from the
Michelle.
National Women in Blues, and
Yeah,
she has featured and showcased over 400 women in the last 20 years. So we hope to collaborate in January for their 20th anniversary
I
when
love
they're
that.
going to be at the IBC in Memphis and be able to bring the show back to Memphis where it was in 2000, which was
That is so
interesting.
cool. Yeah, no,
'Cause-
that's so cool because
yeah.
I'm actually planning to be there for the
Oh,
IBC
good,
next year. So I'm going to
good.
get to meet all of you ladies. Now I'd imagine that you have plans in the works for next year's Women of the Blues concert or event. Are you going to do something next year as well?
I sure hope so. This year, if you don't mind me telling you, and
Yeah.
I am gonna take it out of the box because Marion actually forgot to take it with her. So I still have it. Can you see? Oh no, it's blurry. Shoot. Um, you can't see it. It is a beautiful Women of the Blues Crystal Award,
How
Keeping the
beautiful.
Blues Legacy Alive, presented to Marion Diaz, Daughter of the Blues, March 9th, 2025. And
Very cool.
presented it to Marion and to T.D. Tucker for keeping her father, Tommy Tucker's legacy alive. And yes, I hope to do it again next year. I'm not sure where yet though.
Well, this is a great springboard because, Marion, I need to get you in here. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. We need to talk about the incredible honor bestowed upon your late father, little Walter. Could you please share the details of this? How did it come together? And just give me some backstory on it.
Okay, but you know what? I'm gonna have to go in the dark for a minute so I can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, because my battery's going low. Um
Okay.
Actually, it has nothing to really to do about me. It was about Buddy Guy. Buddy Guy was the reason why this all happened.
How cool.
It really was because him and Dad was very close with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him was, having a conversation one day, and he was just saying, you know how he talk. He's like, well, I think your daddy he need other things going on with him. He needs something. He need to be recognized. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I said, well, I've been trying to get a street um named for him, here in Chicago, but nothing has happened. So I kind of like forgot about it because we got a lot of other stuff going on. So I just kind of like forgot about it. Then I get this call from Vicky, and she started telling me this is what he wanted to do. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you are you serious? And it went into action. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And that's why when we all was there in Louisiana, it wasn't even about the sign meant a lot, but what meant more to me was that how Buddy Guy
Yeah.
stepped up and did what he did for my father to get recognition back at his hometown. That meant more to me than anything. Than anything. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that's Buddy Guy. That's the blues man. That's that man that played that guitar with them polka dots and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he took the time out to bless me to be able to see that happening. And
Yes,
meant a
ma'am.
lot. And he allowed me to cry on his shoulder. So come on now. Come on now.
Well, I have to tell you, Marion, that photo of all of you that day in Marksville, Louisiana is nothing less than amazing. You got Buddy Guy there, Bobby Rush, Buddy's longtime pal in attendance. Who else was
Yeah.
out there that day?
You had Billy was there that day. You had a host of a lot of musicians was out there that day.
Penny Neal,
Kenny Neal, for sure, he was there.
Scott
Um,
Holt from Foghat.
right, right,
Wow.
right, right. It was a moment, and the thing about it was, it was like intimate. It was private,
It was.
and it was amazing. And then he stayed and had cake. Come on now. Who gets that kind of treatment?
That's
Marion
Yeah.
true.
did.
Well, Marion, I want to talk about this for just another minute. I have to ask you, what is it like knowing that a historical marker has been placed celebrating the birthplace of your father? I mean, this is going to be there for a long time to come. Is it comforting in some way to know how beloved he was and how he continues to be? And especially Buddy Guy doing what he did.
Absolutely. It's like, how should I say it? He's finally getting some of the recognition that he deserves. And what I want to do is just keep it going.
Sure.
Keep it going because it's Lynn. It was like when Buddy Guy spoke, it was quiet. We
Yeah.
outside.
See,
It was
I've got tears in my eyes now.
it was quiet.
Yeah.
And then when it came to be my time, like I don't write speech. I just can't. I don't follow directions. I'm sorry. I just don't do good at that. So what I do, and I tell everybody before I make a speech, I don't write no speech. I speak from my heart. So you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And most of the time when I do that, when it's all over with, I don't remember half of the stuff I done said it. And people be coming in, Marion, you did this. Marion, you said, I'm like, oh, I did. I did. I don't remember. It might sound crazy, but I
No.
don't remember. All I remember, everybody came to me and said I did a good job.
Beautiful. So the work is done in Louisiana, and y'all board the city of New Orleans for a ride back to Chicago, a ride that should have taken how many hours originally?
18 hours and it
Eight.
took 28 hours.
28.
Now, I don't care who tells the story, but I did see video,
Oh,
and I
God.
would love for you guys to talk about that. It was a scene right out of Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, wasn't it?
Oh my God. It was, you know what? I put it like this. It could have been a whole lot worse.
It could have.
and it didn't turn out like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
just to be in position itself is just, what do you do? I mean, what can you do? You stuck on the railroad tracks in the dark. You don't know where to get off at. What I mean, seriously, what are you gonna do? I mean, why raise hell and you ain't got no place to go? You know, because
Right.
we had a couple of people that was doing that. Then I guess they figured it out. Where the heck am I gonna go? You know, but just to constantly see that
Yeah.
light on, that Lynn took a picture of toilet clothes.
I saw that.
Clothes.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'd have been stepping out in the weeds. I don't care.
No, but the doors were locked,
The
Jim,
doors were like they
Oh,
locked
and the
us
no.
in.
windows because they knew that somebody would jump out.
I wouldn't even have to step out. I'd just step to the door.
Oh my God.
It,
Oh my
it
God. You had
was,
to be there to
Oh,
really
and
understand.
people went from like really horrible anxiety and
Yes.
pacing. I mean, there was one
Yes.
kid that was to like all of a sudden after 2 hours
Two or
and
3 hours
realizing that
and
we're going to do that, they
they weren't
became
going
kind.
nowhere.
They became kind and they started walking up and down the aisles and handing out, candy. And one person went and got water. And
wow.
It's like, what are you gonna drink? Water? You ain't got nowhere to use the bathroom. Why give us
yeah,
water? Come on now. Why give us water?
Now,
there,
after all of that, nearly 30 hours later, you arrive in Chicago. I've seen the video. The two of you guys were flat out loopy at the end, but you did come away with some fun stories, right?
but
Oh,
Jim, you don't know that. You don't know why we were on that train because we missed our train on Friday because the van that we were in, who is owned by a blues bass player in New Orleans, our friend's van transmission blew.
Oh no.
So we
and
were stuck.
it was about what 10 to 15 years old as well. It was one of them old. We need to
Yes,
stay out of vans, Lynn. We need to stay out of vans.
it was
Wow.
it was crazy. So
Oh
and then
God.
Kenny Neal, who is a car buff, is like coaching us on the transmission and putting the fluid in the transmission. And
Oh,
oh my God, he's like, well, should I come out and fetch you guys? Should we come out and get you and take you back to Baton Rouge? And we're like, no, we have to catch our train.
Wow. So it truly was a page out of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, wasn't it?
It was the blues.
Yeah,
it was
it
the
was a blues.
blues, and we lived it. And we lived it.
And
And
you
I will,
survived it.
Yeah.
and Marion and I will not. I think next time, I'm not sure we would take the Amtrak again.
Oh no, I pass. I pass.
Oh
I
my
pass
God.
it.
And then the other crazy thing is we stayed overnight
Uh-oh.
in a house of a musician. Lovely, lovely hospitality. They were on tour. But Jim, the song, Buddy Guy sings it. A black cat crossed our trail, my trail.
Oh my God.
They had a black cat.
Oh no. So now you
Oh,
know what to blame it on right there.
it was the cat's fault. It was the mojo hand. It was the voodoo.
It had to be
Wow.
because it all started after we slept there.
Wow. And the stories that are going to survive for generations to come. I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably going to keep getting better, aren't they?
Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just excited that we have the opportunity to do so much good. With the Little Walter Foundation, and I think I told you, Jim, that Marion's starting up this Breathe for Life through music.
Yep.
And I when I had COVID pneumonia, one of the things Billy Branch made me do, I have it sitting right up here, It's a marine, what do you call it?
Marine band harmonica?
Bring
Marine,
it back.
yeah. It's a
Wow.
marine, yeah. It's, actually, it's Eddie Clearwater's harmonica.
Wow. How
And
cool is that?
so Billy made me play or exercise my lungs on the harmonica every day.
No kidding.
Right, Mara? So tell Jim what the
Right, because actually the harmonica is the only instrument that you can breathe
Right.
out,
Yes.
in and out. So one day I was just sitting down thinking, and I was reading an article about the COPD program, and my mom passed with lung cancer as well. And I remember that she had to blow in this little stupid gadget and make this little ball spin around and go
Yep.
into the top. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, how about a harmonica class? So what I did was I talked to my pastor, and I'm like, hey, how about if me and Billy Branch come to the church and do this small presentation with the harmonica? Would anybody have any kind of respiratory disease? Even if you don't have it, you want to come and just have fun, because the
Sure.
harmonica is something that you can carry it any way you want to carry it. And it's been known to calm you down if you stress, because if you're blowing in and out, you can't act the fool. So you're gonna be less stressful. Come on now.
Yep.
So it has so many pluses behind it. So he agreed to it, and it turned out to be wonderful. But I did not know that the need was so great, because people started coming to me, Marion, when you gonna do it again? When you gonna do it again? And I would love to do it again. But my problem is I need to get some harmonicas. So I've
Sure.
been trying to find a way that I'm able to get my hands on some harmonicas, and let either Marine Band or either Suzuki, any of them know, hey, I got a program. It's called Breathe for Life Through Music. And I had a gentleman say, well, what that got to do with blues? I said, excuse me, are you serious? But that ain't got nothing to do with blues. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yes, you explain to me. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, this morning, tell me, what did you do? I opened my eyes. I said, but don't you know you breathe before you open up your eyes?
Yes, ma'am.
And I didn't say nothing else. He said, Marion, I said, you got to breathe before you do anything. I said, when you lay
Hmm.
in that bed, your eyes open, you take a breath. You turn around, you put your feet on the floor to take your step. But you're going to take another breath before you take that step. If something is impairing you for breathing, you can't breathe. So let's breathe for life through music.
There you go. Wow. Well, listen, as we get ready to wrap up this episode, what's next for the women in the blues or women of the blues? And where can folks go to get more information, Lynn?
well, a bunch of things. Hopefully, um, I'm working now with the Illinois Rock and Roll. Was it the Road to Rock in Joliet? Their awards are coming up soon, and they are going to be doing. Actually, they're inducting Little Walter into the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum, and I am hoping that maybe we're going to have some of my products in their store. I have a brand new. You can't see it. Oh my
There it
goodness! There
is.
you
There it
go.
You can
is.
see it. You can see it.
Okay, Crazy Blues Brew, which is coffee celebrating bold and sweet notes for over 105 years. It is to commemorate Mamie Smith's first song, Crazy Blues, which
Wow.
was the first song to sell 1 million records back in 1920. She
Wow.
set, African American woman set the standard for blues women, Bessie Smith, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, to Coco Taylor, to all the new artists today. So
Yeah.
um, I want to continue to do that education, of course, Women of the Blues program in schools. And we hope to go back to the Rock and Roll Museum in Cleveland, Ohio as well, with hopes maybe that we'll do something with them. Marion's going to be bringing, is it your dad's coat there?
Yes, yeah, I'm
Right.
supposed to be bringing Dad's coat there in order for them to put it on exhibit for the
How
in the
nice.
art card. Yeah,
How
and
nice.
then
That's good.
actually in Joliet they have a sweater and a hat and a harmonica of Dad's.
Very
So that's
nice.
going to be on exhibit there as well.
So,
Well,
and
that
now,
let me use this as a springboard, Marion, because I wanted to ask you the same question. With you being the founder and CEO of the Little Walter Foundation, I imagine you probably got some new things on your plate that you're going to be working on. But where can people go to find more information about your organization?
Certainly can go onto the Little Walter Foundation website. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and then, like I said, littlewalterfoundation.com.
Very good.
But
Well,
I
Lynn
got
Orman,
something else. Can you see me?
yeah, I can see
there
it.
you are.
Okay, I got something else I got up my sleeve. Want to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Can you see that?
Does it smell good?
Oh, it's beautiful. Very cool.
You know what it is?
What? No, tell me, what is it?
There you go. Your own car air freshener.
Oh, yeah, how cool is that? Very
Yeah.
nice.
So I got to get with you so I can make sure I send you one of them, a couple of them for your vehicle.
Yeah, and I'll send
I-
you some. I'll send you some coffee to. Can I give you my website?
Yeah, please, by all means, yes.
Okay, it's women of theblues.com.
Okay.
And on Facebook, it's Women of the Blues Coast to Coast. Orman Music on Instagram, and you can follow me at Lynn Orman on Facebook as well, and on LinkedIn and TikTok and all your favorite places that you like to connect on social media.
Sure. Well, Lynn Orman and Marion Diaz, I want to thank you both for being here today on Time Signatures. And I definitely look forward to talking to the two of you again and being able to see you in January of next year. How's that sound?
Absolutely. If we don't get down to see you, I promised Jennifer Noble, who wrote the book 50 Women of the Blues, that we're going to come
Yes.
see you. So, Marion, we're not taking a train. We'll drive.
No. How far do we have to drive?
It's
Michigan.
from Chicago, maybe 3.5, 4 hours. I don't know, something like that.
Easy
Okay.
peasy.
Okay, but can we ride a much newer vehicle this time?
Sure, whatever you want to drive. All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate having you both here. And before we close this episode, I want to talk to you about the Blues Foundation in Memphis, Tennessee. The Blues Foundation preserves blues heritage, celebrates blues recording and performance, expands worldwide awareness of the blues, and ensures the future of the uniquely American art form. The Blues Foundation is responsible for the International Blues Challenge held each year on Beale Street, the annual Blues Music Awards, and the Blues Hall of Fame. Celebrating 45 years, and they're just getting started. To make a tax-deductible donation, please go to blues.org today and then click the donation link at the top right and make your donation. And as always, thank you so much for your consideration. And that wraps up this edition of Time Signatures. Once again, my thanks to our guests, Lynn Orman and Marion Diaz, but also to you, for without you, none of this would be possible. Jim Ervin reminding you, keeping the blues alive is everyone's responsibility, but preserving the history of the blues, one story at a time, that's my mission. Until next time, so long, everybody.
This has been Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan. For more information on cabs, visit capitalareablues.org. You can find this episode and past episodes at lccconnect.org. The Time Signatures theme song, Michigan Roads, is used by permission and was written by Root Doctor, featuring Freddie Cunningham.
You know I'm trying, baby, driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
Until Until next time, keep on keeping the blues alive.